I'm going to start this video off by saying that, your new life is going to cost you your old one. So in other words, in order to achieve things that you've never done, you're going to have to do things that you've never done. The problem for most new graduates, the problem for most students, the problem for most people entering the workplace for the first time is that you don't really know what you don't know, right? So if you don't know what you don't know, and if you don't know how to do the things that you're supposed to do to get ahead, to get that new life, to be successful, then how do you start? Where do you begin? Right? If I think back to when I was a PA student, I had to learn how to be in my rotation. I had to learn how to speak to a patient. But then over time, that became easier, right? Just like you, I'm sure if you're a PA student, a nurse practitioner student, if you're a law student, the first time you had to do something, it was very difficult, it was overwhelming, it was scary. You had no idea where to begin. But then you do it, and you do it, and you do it, and it becomes easier. Same thing, if you're a new graduate, the first time that you stepped in the office or the clinic or the hospital, wherever you're working, and it's just you one-on-one with a patient, it's scary. But then you do it again, and you do it again, and you become more comfortable, and it becomes easier. And that's the same thing all throughout life, right? So, for example, obviously I'm working on MetaGeeks. We're doing a lot here at MetaGeeks. So two examples that I want to point out as to how I'm actually going through this, how I'm doing things that I've never done, how to actually create a new life. So my initial background was being a physician assistant. I was a clinician. I went to school to be a clinician. I didn't go to school to learn how to run a business. I learned everything on the job training my entire life, right? But now at MetaGeeks, we're doing two specific things. We're actually creating and updating all of our lecture material, which means that I have 12 people that I'm delegating things to, tasks, jobs, right? Not only am I delegating, but I have to coordinate to make sure that all 12 people are cohesive and we're actually trying to go to the same goal. That's tough. I don't know about you, but whenever you're trying to make plans with friends, let's say there's 6 of you trying to figure out what restaurant you want to go to, how many differing opinions are there? How hard it is to actually agree to go to a restaurant? Now imagine 12 people. It's so difficult, and it's something that I never knew before, but how did I do it? How did I actually become comfortable doing this? I just did it. You just jump in. You don't think about it. There's and I don't know who said it, but there's a not a theory, but there's a principle that whenever you come up with an idea, whenever you come up with something to do, you have to just do it. Give yourself 5 seconds, count down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you go straight into it. Because the problem is, if you give yourself any more time, your brain actually starts to interject and will start to give you reasons as to why that idea is not a good idea. And this is normal, right? This is actually the reason we as humans have evolved to where we are now, right? This is evolutionary. It's to protect ourselves from entering dangerous environments. It's to protect ourselves from dying. Essentially, if we go back thousands of years, our brain recognizes hey, we don't know how to do this. Hey, we don't know what's behind that wall. Probably not a good idea to go back there because there might be a saber-toothed tiger. There might be another tribe. So this constant worrying is normal. The problem is we don't live in that time frame anymore. So how do you do it? You just do it. Jump right in. Don't be scared, right? And the other thing that we're doing is we're revamping our clinical greatness program, which means that we're bringing on 2 internal medicine doctors to host live lectures. That was a little bit of a challenge as well. Coordinating 2 physicians to show up at a specific schedule at a specific time to then have lectures that build upon the previous lecture, and then these physicians are alternating lectures. That was difficult. It is difficult. We haven't, we're going through it as we speak. And again, my background is being a physician assistant. I didn't go to school for this. But see, if you're a student of medicine of any kind, you went to school to learn the basics. You didn't really go to school to learn how to practice. The practice comes after, which is why they call it practice. You know the knowledge, but now that you're actually out in the field, you have to then apply that knowledge. And the only way to get good is to jump right in and to start seeing patients. Start seeing things that you don't know. Start seeing things that you've never studied before. That's the only way you get better. Don't worry about the doubt, because the doubt will be there forever. The insecurity will be there forever. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't, and I've said this multiple times, is not the doubt, because we all have it. It's that the successful people push through anyway. Don't worry about making a mistake. Mistakes happen. You're going to make a mistake. Every single person in this world who's done anything new, who's pushed their limits, who's pushed the boundaries, has made a mistake. Talk to any mentor, talk to any colleague. They've all made mistakes. The trick is to learn from these mistakes. Don't make your mistakes in vain. So to close this off, let go of the person holding you back so that you can become the person that you're destined to be. In order to actually achieve that new life that you've been working your entire life for, you have to let go of your previous life. You have to evolve into a new person. And that's okay. It's okay to change. And I'm telling you, you're not alone. So dive right in. Don't be scared. Become a better you. Become a better version of you. Work every single day towards that goal. And I promise you things will get easier. If you like this video, do me a quick favor. Like it, subscribe, and leave me a comment sharing your thoughts as to maybe share something that scared you that then became easier, or something that initially intimidated you and then you thought back thinking, you know, it actually wasn't all that scary. It was more so in my mind. So leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll jump in the comment section as well. Love to have a dialogue. Thank you guys so much. And hopefully, you know, we'll be making more of these videos. I took some time off. There was a lot going on. As you know, I'm running this company. We had a new office. We're updating our materials. We hired on 12 people, 12 clinicians, 2 of which are physicians, coordinating live lectures. There's a lot going on behind the scenes of MedGeeks, but I want to let you know that it's all good stuff, and I can't wait to share this with everyone. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye.